What's up, everybody? It is the Best Podcast Move, and I'm back with another video. And I want to talk about Xbox and their $70 game announcement. So the other day, Xbox, confirmed with IGN that at the start of 2023, they will be releasing their games at $70. This is their first party, AAA games, Starfield, Forza, Redfall, those games will be in fact $69.99. A lot of people want to take this opportunity to give us a gotcha moment to the Xbox community. Now, me personally, you guys know how I've been. I said I am buying games at $70. I haven't purchased games at $70. I mean, the games that I have, obviously there's games I did purchase. I would say Returnal was a challenge, so the game essentially paid for itself. I think did I buy Ratchet and Clank? I bought Ratchet and Clank. What else did I buy? God of War. NickBanks bought that for me. Shout out to him. Horizon Forbidden West, I think, was the only one sort of I stepped out of. It's like, all right, I'll buy it, and then I end up regretting it because I never even finished the game because I found the game boring. Overall, I just I didn't jump on like the $70. I think Call of Duty. How did I get Call of Duty? How did I get Call of Duty? I'm not even exactly sure how I got. Oh, it was a gift. All right, so yeah, so my stance hasn't changed. You know what I mean? I don't think games are worth $70. I haven't played so far. I can't say games aren't worth $70. At the end of the day, whatever the price is, that's whatever the price is. I'm not going to tell you like right now. I haven't played a game where I say, okay, this is a $70 game, whether it be from PlayStation, 2K, Ubisoft, anybody. I have not played a game where I say, okay, this is worth more than if I bought this game on an Xbox One or a PS4. I haven't ran into that yet. So we shall see. And I completely understand that. Like, obviously everyone knew like eventually all games will get to the $70 point where the $70 is supposed to be the standard. It was just so when the $60 all happened at the same time, right? I think Microsoft, their first party games were $50 during the 360 era. And it was for that first year. But when 2006 onward came, all the games were $60, and that was that. This year, it was split. Microsoft, Capcom, Ubisoft, and a few other publishers. I think Sega all kept their games relatively at the $60, where PlayStation, 2K, Activision kind of spearheaded, the $69.99 situation. And so Xbox obviously joined the party, and the rest of the publishers will eventually move that way. But the thing is, the reason why I'm not tripping about it is because I play Xbox games on Game Pass. Majority of the games I play are on Game Pass. And if I'm playing on Game Pass, the Xbox can sell their games for $100 and it doesn't really quite impact me. So I've always been consistent with, I was like, hey, in the event Xbox does raise their prices to $70, at the end of the day, as long as they have Game Pass, it really doesn't matter. I was like, if anything, they could have technically been the first ones to raise their prices because they had an alternative that makes the games cheaper. But there's no gotcha moment. I mean, I'm not a fan of the prices going up to $70, but at the end of the day, it really doesn't impact me to the degree. And a lot of people were doing all this fake protesting. A lot of people were doing all this, like, where they have to say something because they protested Sony for so long. They feel like they have to protest Xbox. It's like, bro, it is what it is. Like when Nintendo does it, when they're like, I don't got the energy to protest every publisher that does it. You know what I mean? I'm gonna say this: PlayStation did it day one. It took Xbox at this point. By the time Xbox's release games at $70, it would have been damn near 3 years. You know what I mean? So it's like, really, who's really to complain? Who's really to actually complain? You know what I mean? As playing on PlayStation, we had to eat that a lot longer than playing on Xbox. And playing on Xbox, I don't really have to eat that at all. So no, I'm not going to complain. I'm not going to be like, Xbox is so bad for raising their prices. Nah, because I'm not going to do that, because the minute that I spoke about PlayStation and Take-Two and Activision, with their prices and giving my complaints, everybody who defended PlayStation told me, quality games is not a problem. You shouldn't complain. You know what I mean? It wasn't a big deal. And, it was like we had to accept it. So now that you guys, all my peers who accepted it in the defense of Sony, I'm going to accept it in the defense of Game Pass. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. It's not that big of a deal. Once the games all become standard of that price, which looks like next year, it's looking like the price. I think Ubisoft, the next batch of Ubisoft releases is going to be $69.99 as well. It is what it is. It's just that's going to be the new standard, and which something, like I said, I was willing to accept. Once the entire industry moved forward. But the problem is, not everybody moved at the same time, and the people that didn't move, like Capcom, Sega, Microsoft, and Ubisoft, during that time, it did make people like Sony, Activision, and Take-Two look a bit greedy. But now with the Xbox, announcing this, and that their next gen games, their next gen only games being at that $70 price point, I don't mind. I'm sorry, guys. I think what it does is, I'm just curious to see what happens with Game Pass, right? If the Game Pass holds this price, I definitely ain't got a problem with it if Game Pass holds its price, but I do anticipate Game Pass going up at some point. I don't actually think it happens like fairly soon. I think it probably happens probably towards the end of next year. And I think it goes up by like $2 or so, if it does. But yeah, man, I didn't have much to say on Twitter about it, outside of, there's Game Pass, so it's not a big deal. And I'm going to stick with that. That's the energy I'm sticking with. But yeah, man, you're not going to get a really complaint out of me about this. But shout out to everybody. I know I've been away for a little bit as far as like YouTube and other things. Like I said, I'm actually been recovering over some crazy infection. And I'm just trying to find the energy to do things like videos and stuff like that. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. This was this was a hot topic for a little bit. I know it's going to probably press some podcasts over the course of the week, along with this Activision deal. So, but yeah, man, no complaints, man. I have really absolutely no complaints about the $70 thing, because like I said, I've been accustomed to it being okay because of PlayStation and exclusives. So now that Xbox is doing it, it's like, okay, I haven't, to be completely real with you guys, I haven't purchased like a first party Xbox game since, I don't know, 2018, 2019, maybe. I've been playing Xbox games out of Game Pass since 2017. So like, I've never bought Crackdown 3. I've never bought Gears 5. I haven't bought the last two Forza Horizons. I didn't buy State of Decay 2 and Sea of Thieves. So and I didn't buy Halo Infinite. Like, I love these games, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, you know what I mean? Buy them if they're in my subscription that I'm paying for. And if I could, get the same amount of hours, if I could beat these games and get the same experience playing them out of my Game Pass subscription that the next man does buying it, it is what it is. You know what I mean? Like, I've gotten all the hours that everybody else got. It's like, there's some games, like I said, I compare games that I bought that I purchased and then played that at Game Pass, put similar hours into. Once I'm done with the game, I'm done with the game. Whether I own it or it's in Game Pass, it really actually doesn't matter. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I haven't I anticipate playing Redfall, the next Forza, Starfield. I anticipate playing those games straight on Game Pass. You know what I mean? So who cares if it's $70? Shout out to those who, who likes, who buy their games, whether you're going to be buying it on Steam or buying it on Xbox, whatever. It is what it is, man. Like I said, all games will just be $70. You know what I mean? Most of us buy, I'll take myself out of the equation. A lot of you guys buy games at $100. Some of you guys pay $120 just to play the games 3 days early. Collector's editions, digital collector's editions, which makes no sense at all, honestly. So it is what it is, man. So no harm, no foul. Xbox is the best box. I am the best bot. Good night or good morning if you're on the other side of the globe. I'm out of here. Peace.